Hello everyone, this is myself Juwaria Siddiqa, Government Degree College, Mahbub Nagar, lecturer in zoology. And today in this session I am going to discuss about some of the new topics regarding to the immunology. Basics of immunology. Today's our topic is about basics of immunology. What are the concept of immunology and what it deals with the immunology? Now let us discuss one by one. Before going into the deep, first I want to tell you one thing, that what is the immunology. If we talk about the immunology, the definition for the immunology, it is nothing but the study of immune system. Immune system in the sense, again the immune cells and whatever the immune organs are there, whatever the lymphoid organs are there, that could be deal into this immunology. Immunology is the concept which deals with the regarding to the different types of the immune cells. As we know, one word is familiar for the immune cells which produce the immunity towards the foreign particles, that is called as the warriors. As our nation or our city is protected by some of the soldiers, like our body is also protected by our defense by some of the immune cells. That's why it is also called as the warriors of the body. Immune cells are the warriors of the body, and these are all act as a first line of defense. And this is the definition. First of all, we have to know about what is the immunology. That is simple thing. Immunology is nothing but the study of immune system. And what about the immune system? Immune system is nothing but it is also consist of some of the lymphoid organs and immune cells. If you talk about the lymphoid organs, these are also classified into primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. And now, and what are the cells where from the body get immunity? Those cells are called as the immune cells. So regarding all this concept, one by one we can discuss in this module. See, as I told now, that organs, whatever the lymphoid organs are there, those may be classified into two types. First of all, what is the function? We have to know what are these lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs may be classified into primary lymphoid organs, at the same time secondary lymphoid organs. Primary and the secondary lymphoid organs. These are the two types of the lymphoid organs are there. And what is the function behind this? They have to produce some cells, and those cells are create the immunity or the defense mechanism towards any foreign particles when it is enters into the individual's body. And if you see the classification, as you can see on the screen, that it may be classified into two types, primary lymphoid organs and the secondary lymphoid organs. In this session we are going to discuss about what are the lymphoid organs and what are the immune cells. First of all, where from the lymphoid cells, where from the immune cells are produced, those organs are called as the lymphoid organs, and these are also produced from a lineage, a process, a cascade like system, that is called as the lineage, or it is also called as the lymphoid lineage. These cells are produced from the lymphoid lineage, and that could be again originated by the hematopoietic system or the hematopoietic stem cells, where from all this myeloid lineage, lymphoid lineage and different types of the lineages are produced. By this, one by one, all the cells in the body like erythrocyte cells and then leukocyte cells and WBC cells, platelet cells, and rather than that, these immune cells are the macrophages, which are again the phagocytosis cells are there. Those are all produced from that hematopoietic stem mother cells, where from the different systems are there. And this is the some of the background about the where the lymphoid organs are produced. And as we know, these lymphoid organs may be classified into two types, that may be the primary lymphoid organs and the secondary lymphoid organs. It is also called as primary lymphoid and the secondary lymphoid. One thing I want to tell you about this primary lymphoid organ, the major function is that is the production. There the cells, whatever the immune cells, they are produced at this region. We can call it like this is like somewhat okay production, and here in the second lymphoid organs they get the maturity. They get maturity. So little bit it is easy to understand. Okay. Here they get production, and then where it reach to the second lymphoid organ, they reach the maturity level. Okay. And now if you see this again, the primary lymphoid organs or the primary lymphoids are classified into bone marrow and the thymus. These are classified into bone marrow and thymus. Secondary lymphoid organs are classified into lymph node and spleen, malt. That is the excuse me, malt is nothing but macrophages associated lymphoid tissue, that is called as the malt. And here one by one we can see that this bone marrow and thymus act as a primary lymphoid organ, where the cells are produced as in the name itself, that is the bone marrow. As everyone know what is the bone marrow, one we can see that bone marrow is nothing but is a tissue. It is a connecting tissue which is present in the like bones, and it is a where from all the cells are the bone marrow, it is useful for the production of like B cells. From the name itself we can say it as like bone marrow or the production of B cells, and where the lymphoid cells which form from the thymus is called as the T cells. In the name itself we can say that where the origin, where from these all cells are produced, those are called as the if a cell which is produced from the bone marrow, then it is called as the B cells. If a cells are produced from the thymus, then it is called as the T cells. And one more thing, rather than these two, in the birds, in the apes, another tissue is another structure is there, where from the bone B cells are also produced. Those are called as the bursa fabricis. That is called as bursa. Commonly it is called as like bursa, which is seen into again birds or the apes. It is instead of the bone marrow in the birds. Why? Because as we know, the birds, whatever the bone marrow is there, it is like a hollow, or the avian bones are present. Means they are bones are in the birds, those are all the pneumatic bones are present. That's why air is filled into the bones. That's why instead of the bones, here the production of the B cells is carried with the help of this or from the bursa, which is seen into the only birds. So here now if we classified like primary lymphoid, three types are there as I told now, that is one is bone marrow, and second one is thymus, and the third one, which is the third one, that is called as the bursa fabricus. So totally three are there according to the primary lymphoid organs. And now if we talk about the secondary lymphoid organs, these secondary lymphoid organs are like lymph node, spleen and the malt. So as we know, this is a lymph node is nothing but the it is a like blood, it is also like connective tissue which is also secrete into the lymph vessels or the lymph nodes. Okay, and where the lymph is flown into the body of an individual. And spleen is also known nothing but this is a production of like it is a high quantity of the what we can say the erythrocytosis, the origin of erythrocytosis, and then malt is also there. It's a complex of the immune or the macrophages cells. See, this is about the primary lymphoid organs. So the definition, if you see the definition, these are the where from it is produced. Lymphoid stem cells undergo proliferation, differentiation and maturation into T and B cells. As I just now told you about that, these lymphoid stem cells, basically whatever the stem cells, we know the capacity of the stem cells that could be modified into any type of cells. They has the capacity to produce any type of the cells into the body of individuals, depend upon the necessity of the demand of the bodies. So first of all, what happened here, the lymphoid cells, whatever the lymphoid cells are there, they have to be undergo first of all proliferation. Proliferation is nothing but simple form of like division. Proliferation is nothing but like it is a division of cells. First of all, what happened, it has to be divided. This proliferation is nothing but the division. We can say that first what happened, the stem cells undergoes the division, and after proliferation, proliferation in the sense they have to be more in number, they have to be divide and increase their number in the developing what we can say developing tissue, and then afterwards they have to be differentiate. The meaning of differentiation as mentioned here, the differentiation in means they have to be commitment for that, they have to be commit to produce such type of cells only. Suppose a tissue is there from the lymphoid stem cells, they have to be differentiate means they have to show the commitment to grow in that cells only. Okay, they have to produce in the T cells, they have to produce the immune cells. Otherwise, rather than that, they can be grow into the different cells, but the differentiation is the capacity, it is like a commitment of a cell. In the common language, we can call it as this differentiation is like a commitment. Okay, a cell has to be commit, a cell has to be decide to produce. Okay, I have to be mature in the form of so and so cell, I have to be grow in the form of like T cells or the B cells. This differentiation is the commitment of the cell. And then it has a acquire antigen specific region. After maturation, T and B cell migrate to the secondary lymphoid organ. So just now I told one thing also, the primary lymphoid organs, whatever the primary lymphoid organs are there the cells are only produce, the production will be take place, whereas in the secondary lymphoid organ they have to be mature, they get the mature and they have to move into the that region, or they have to move to the secondary lymphoid organ where they get the maturity. In mammals, thymus, bone marrow, whereas in the birds, thymus, buds of fibricus, this is the primary lymphoid organ. Major sites of lymphopoiesis. Lymphopoiesis is nothing but the synthesis of lymphoid cells, which is come from the lymphoid lineage. As we know, that is the hematopoiesis. From the hematopoiesis stem cells, these lymphopoiesis will be take place. Lymphopoiesis is nothing but it is like a commonly the generation of, here this is the poiesis in the sense this is the generation of cells. Cells will be generate from the process of lymphopoiesis. Which cells has to be generated? Those are the lymphocytic cells or the immune cells. These cells have to be generated by the process of lymphopoiesis, and this is the major sites. Like these are the like T cells. For the T cells production, thymus is there. B cells production, bone marrow is there. So these are the generation points by the process of the lymphopoiesis. Control peripheral lymphoid organs. See, central lymphoid organs are the primary lymphoid organs. If we talk about the peripheral lymphoid organs, these peripheral lymphoid organs are nothing but the like secondary lymphoid organs itself. So this is somewhat about the primary lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are nothing but these are the acquire antigen specific receptation, and then after maturation T and B cells migrate to the secondary lymphoid organs. In mammals, as we know, thymus and bone marrow are the primary lymphoid organs, and in the birds, thymus, buds of fibricus, these are the primary lymphoid organs. and whatever the sites for the production or the generation of this such type of cells are like the T cells and the B cells. Okay, and then control peripheral lymphoid organ. These are the some of the points. And now if we see one by one what are the primary lymphoid organs. Maybe in this module we are going to discuss till the lymphoid organs. Okay, now see if we talk about the thymus, where it is present. This is the present at the mid dorsal region, sorry, mid ventral region of the individual. It is a bilobe structure situated above the heart, each lobe enclosed by capsule or the theca. Each lobule separated by connective tissue called as the trabeculae. Here some deviations are there, or the interjunctions are there, the connection is there in between the cells or the lobules, that is called as the trabeculae. And it is also divided into two regions, that is the outer region. If we talk about the outer region, that is the cortex, and inner region is the medulla. Like kidney, if we talk about the kidney, in the kidney tissue, in the kidney also, if we take any TS or the transverse section, we can see the two regions, which is the peripheral region or the outermost region, and then the inner region, that is called as the inner medulla. Likewise, in the thymus also, it is also a lobular structure or a sac like structure. If we talk about the thymus, it is a bilobe structure which is covered by a capsule or a layer is there. And again, if we see the intersection or if we see the internal anatomy of the thymus, that could be divided into outer cortex and the inner medulla. Immature T cells is called as the thymocytes. Thymocytes mean that now in the term only we can call it as like the cells which are related to the thymus. Those are called as the thymocytes. Thymic epithelial cells in outer cortex called as nurse cells. As we all know, the function for the nurse cell to give the nourishment to the developing cells. It is the give the nourishment to the developing cells. And Hassel's corpuscles contain degenerating epithelial cells. So, in rather than the T cells or the immature T cells or the thymocytes, the thymus is also consist of some of the internal corpuscles. Those corpuscles are called as the Hassel's corpuscles. In the Hassel's corpuscles, whatever the dead cells are there, those dead cells are embedded or absorbed in that corpuscles, or we can call it as like it's a storehouse for the dead cells, or the these are the degenerating cells. And sites of T cell development and the maturation. Development of the cell mediated immunity. See, if we talk about the immunity, basically it is the two type of the immunity we can see. Like two types are there. One is the humoral immunity, another one is the cell mediate immunity. One is the humoral, another one is called as the cell mediate immunity. So basically two types of the immunity we can see. So these T cells are helpful for the continuation of the cell mediate immunity. Thymic epithelial cells produce hormones, that is the thymosin and the thymobiotin. See, it is also has a capacity, it also act as a gland. Thymus, if we talk about the thymus in the endocrinology also, in the gland study of the glands also, we can talk about this as a gland. Why? Because it is secreting some hormones, it has the capacity to secrete some hormones. That's why it is also called as the it will also act as a gland. At the same time, from that thymus, some of the hormonal secretions also there, and those hormones are in the form of like thymosin. Those are the thymosin and the thymobiotin. T cell receptors generated and recognize antigen MHC complex. And we have to know about one other thing, that is the what is the MHC complex. NHC complex is a major histocompatibility complex. I think in the next classes also we are going to discuss about this major histocompatibility complex. Major histocompatibility complex are the MHCs. If we talk about this MHC, this is useful for the MHC. This MHC, the work for the MHC is that this MHC, it is also useful for the developing the immune cells and the immune responses. We discuss this in the next classes. So what I am telling here, these T cells has the capacity to recognizing the antigen MHC complex, and T cells protected by body from the infections. Why? Because these are all the act as the warriors. Those are all act as the warriors, and then see in this picture or in this peak on the screen, if we see the structures, what are the structures mentioned here? These are the blue color, whatever the small lobular like structures are there, those are the dividing. These are like dividing thymocytes, which may be divide and develop or proliferate, means increasing their numbers. And then trabeculae, we talk about the trabeculae, those in between the lobes, some of the internal sections or intersections structures are there, those are called as a trabeculae. These are the pink color, whatever the here, this is the trabeculae. And capsule, this is to take another color. These are the capsule. This outer layer is called as the capsule or the theca, which cover the thymus gland. And then dead cells, some of the dead cells are also mentioning here, which are the degenerating cells. And another thymocytes. Okay, nurse cell. See, these are the lobular like structures. This in the picture we can show, this is the nurse cells, means they give the nourishment. The function for the nurse cell is the giving the nourishment to the developing embryo. And then again the cortical epithelial cells, these are like about the structure and what are the components. And rather than this Hassel's granules, see in this diagram we can see that these are the Hassel's granules are the origin for the dead cells are the degenerating cells. These Hassel's granules are the site where the degenerating thymocyte cells are present, are the stored. And then blood vessels, as it also need the energy and also give the food in the form of the blood. And then macrophages cells, these are the macrophages cells. And medullary epithelium, this is the medullary epithelium. Cortical epithelium as we see here, and these are the medullary epithelium. And see here, as we know, that is the thymus is consist of medulla region, this is the innermost region from here to here, and cortex, this is the region, this is the outermost region of the peripheral region, this is the peripheral region. So basically what are the structures which are present in the thymus? These are the outermost capsule, intersections are the dividing, these are the trabeculae, and then dividing are the proliferative immature thymocytes, nurse cells, and outermost epithelium cells, and innermost medulla cell. Hassel's capsule are the Hassel's corpus cells and macrophages. These are all the structures which are present into the thymus. And removal of thymus from the newborn mice decrease. See, what is the importance? Why the thymus is very much important? Here mentioning in that if you take the one case in the mice or in the newborn mice, if you remove the thymus, what happening? Decrease in the circulating lymphocytes, means the lymphocyte production will be less. Absence of cell mediate immunity. The major function for the T cells is the production of cell mediate immunity. That cell mediate immunity is absence. Why? Because the absence of the thymus in the individual of the mice. Increase in the infectious diseases. as the immunity is nothing but the defense mechanism of an individual. So here the defense mechanism is not there. Why? Because due to the immunity power is not there. Why? Because here the thymus is absent. We are removing the thymus. So totally by above points or by these points, what we come to the conclusion or what we get the conclusion that thymus is very much important for the production of the T cells and for the improvement of the immunity in the individuals. And congenital birth defect in humans. In human beings also what happens? Congenital birth defect means it is also called as a diverge syndrome. In the mice, that is the mewed mice, aging, decline in the thymic function, maximal size at the puberty. So these are the some of the abnormalities seen due to the deficient of the, or we can say the lack or the absence of the thymus in the individuals and births. See, whatever the newborn babies are there, that may be the cause of the congenital birth defect, means they are continuously one generation to another generation they are going to be die by the presence of, due to the lack of the immunity or the antigen antibody reactions will not be take place. So there is a no capacity to overcome with the situations. That's why individual are going to be die. That is called as a diverge syndrome. And after that the second one is the bone marrow. This is the bone marrow, site of blood cell formation. This is the bone marrow. Okay, we will discuss in the next class after this continuation of this primary lymphoid organs.